Just as the woman was about to sleep, she caught a glimpse of three unfamiliar men breaking in on the surveillance feed. Terrified, she held her breath, daring not to make a sound. Without a moment's thought, she rushed toward her daughter's room. The masked criminals realized they'd been exposed and promptly drew their guns, but a companion shouted to stop them, insisting they take her alive. After bursting into the bedroom, the woman shook her daughter frantically, but the child slept too deeply. In desperation, she splashed water on her daughter's face. The woman quickly made a shoe gesture, grabbed her, and tried to run out, but it was too late. The hallway was already blocked by the robbers. Fortunately, the villa had an elevator. In the crisis, the woman rushed inside with her daughter, trapping the masked men outside, watching the two descend. The masked man urgently alerted his accomplice upstairs. He frantically pressed the stop button, only to find it malfunctioning. Just then, the daughter remembered a safe room on the second floor. She quickly pressed the emergency stop button. After waiting a long time without seeing the elevator descend, the thief instantly sensed something was wrong. By the time he returned to the second floor, the mother and daughter had already escaped the elevator and were sprinting toward the safe room. They managed to slip inside at the last second. The burglar, enraged, began violently pounding on the steel door, but this safe room was specifically designed to withstand intruders. No matter how hard he struck, it remained impenetrable. Having narrowly escaped danger, they breathed a sigh of relief. The woman immediately grabbed the phone to call the police, but the next moment, despair washed over her. She had only recently purchased this villa and hadn't had time to connect the phone line. Suddenly, an idea struck her. She pressed the intercom button and announced to the robbers outside that she had already called the police, hoping to scare them off. However, they knew the layout inside like the back of their hands. They held up a sign to the security camera, stating, "What we want is in the safe room." The $20 million the previous owner hid before dying. But the mother and daughter clearly didn't trust these strangers, believing opening the door would be like inviting wolves into their home. The thieves found a pile of tools and began smashing the house frantically, but soon they discovered the floorboards in the safe room were reinforced with steel plates. The woman nearly laughed at the robbers' foolish actions, but her amusement vanished quickly. Jack suddenly discovered a hollow wall. He decisively chiseled through it with his tools, exposing the ventilation duct connecting to the safe room. The terrified mother and daughter inside had no idea what the robbers intended. Soon, a small hole was drilled into the duct. Jack inserted a hose into it, then connected the other end to a gas cylinder, planning to force them out with poison gas. The woman had already sensed something was wrong. Just as she climbed into the ventilation shaft to investigate, a sudden wave of acrid gas assaulted her, nearly knocking her unconscious on the spot. Jack only wanted to make a quick buck, not become a murderer. But the masked man cared little for that. To force the occupants out faster, he cranked the gas flow to maximum. As the toxic fumes thickened inside, the mother and daughter's situation grew increasingly perilous. Fortunately, the girl spotted a pipe connecting to the outside. She pried open the metal box with all her strength. In the corner was a ventilation opening. She hurriedly called her mother over. They crawled into the narrow hole to breathe fresh air, but the vent was too small. If this continued, death by poisoning was inevitable. Suddenly, the woman had a daring idea. She frantically searched for something. Soon, she held a blowtorch in her hands. Her daughter already guessed what her mother intended. As they draped fire blankets over themselves and cautiously advanced into the pipe with the torch, the thief outside heard the commotion. Curious, he pressed his ear against the wall to discern the sound. His companion sensed danger and retreated, but he remained oblivious to the impending peril, still straining to listen to the noises within. The next instant, blue flames erupted skyward. Inside, the mother and daughter, protected by the fire blanket, suffered no harm. The thief outside, however, was not so fortunate. Jack rushed over to help extinguish the flames. Only after this perilous ordeal did the mother realize that even the safe room might not be truly safe. As she racked her brain for solutions, her daughter spotted a bedroom window across the way. Realizing this might be their chance for rescue, she quickly fetched a flashlight, then shone it repeatedly through the vent to catch the neighbor's attention. Sure enough, the neighbor was alerted by the flashes and immediately spotted their source. But just as they thought salvation was near, the man pulled down the curtains, clearly unaware of the international distress signal. At that moment, the woman spotted Hope on the surveillance feed. The robbers were arguing over money. She planned to sneak out and find a phone to call for help. She told her daughter to guard the door while she quickly opened the gate. Racing against time, she rushed to the bedroom to search for the phone. After a long hunt, she found it had been flung under the bed, but just as she reached for it, she accidentally knocked over a nearby lamp. Hearing the noise, the robbers immediately reacted, rushing upstairs. In this critical moment, the woman finally grabbed the phone and sprinted toward the safe room. She made it back just before the robbers stormed in. Now the two robbers panicked instantly. Fearing she had already called the police, they decided to abandon the $20 million inside.